The Fighter's Corner. What's up, my YouTube family? What's good? Hey, this is your host, Taz B. Hey, welcome to the Fighter's Corner. This is a special edition. Hey, this weekend I actually went to go see one of my top fighters, all the way from the prior days from 1997, all the way until his end days from 2009, I believe. Mark Kerr. All right. Shout out to Mark Kerr. You know, this is a special edition. I would like to talk about this and show some of the real Mark Kerr's highlights. You know, The Rock definitely did a good job of portraying him. I think he did a good job on his mannerisms. So yeah, you guys should go check out the Smashing Machine. I remember when they used to call him, I believe, the Specimen. So, and then later on, the Smashing Machine. All right. So let's take a look at Mark Kerr. He hasn't really stayed in the game that long, like some of the other veterans has been out there. You know, he's had like 15 wins. He's had 11 losses. I believe he had one no contest because, you know, I believe that fight he was getting kneed a lot in his head. And I think during that time, those knees were illegal. So, but overall, I believe around 27 fights he's had. But since he's came, he's just been something special. He trained with the great, you know, Mark Coleman, who I met many years ago, you know, at the in Ohio. Actually, I believe his gym is in Ohio. But just to cover this individual, hats off to his war in the ring and his war in his personal life. You know, a lot of people go through it, and we have to get our hats off when you fall and you stand back up. So salute to Mark Kerr, and it's a special moment of checking him out in his greatness. Let's check him out. Neck print. Can't stop his double leg takedown. You got Kimura. Bare knuckle. Yeah, stop the fight. Yeah. You know what, chat? I will say that he mastered the double leg takedown. I believe he did have a wrestling background. You know, he trained with Mark Coleman. He's also trained with Boss, the famous Boss Rutan. Out's the Boss Rutan. And so, you know, he definitely put his repertoire of techniques together. One thing I get about Mark Kerr, what I used to love about him is he would just go in there, no business, you know, no playing around. He was about his business, and he went right to what he needed to do. If he got that double leg takedown on you, and he got you in that ground and pound position, that was your anus. So hats off to Mark Kerr. Let's get some more. He had to bend down. The knee shots is no joke. He's trying to punch instead of controlling his hands. You better get him off you like a pit bull. Yeah, double leg. One thing I would say, chat, you know, Mark Kerr, not only did he have the double leg down pack, but he was just immensely strong. You know, you can see how hard it is to get him off of you. He just knew how to spread his body out evenly across the body, and it was just he's a built like a tank guy. So when you got a fighter that's built like a tank, moves quick, can plant you on that ground, it is extremely hard to get him off of you. Little fun fact, you know, Mark Kerr did go over there to Brazil to fight, and you know, Brazil is no joke for tournaments, and he went over there, just fought some incredible matches there where, you know, I think they allow a lot of other things that are legal over here in the U.S. And man, he just went through people. Um, so yeah, you know, this is the Smashing Machine. Check it out in theaters. It is out now. Misha. Mm. Josh Burnett. Shout out to Josh Burnett, another legendary fighter. Good pass. This looks like it's a straight just grappling jiu-jitsu match. Pass again, so he's getting points for that. Ooh. Yeah, so I like to see him mixing it up. So, I like in his MMA matches, he either knocks you out, ground and pound you, TKO, or he got you in a submission. If it wasn't that tight guillotine he likes to do, you can tell one of his go-to is the Kimura, which is a nasty lock. Once you get that Kimura and, the person's facing the opposite direction, it's just really tough to get out of. So you can see he goes right to his go-to. And, me been doing jiu-jitsu for a number of years. Everybody, there's so many moves to learn in jiu-jitsu. You're not going to learn them all. Eventually you'll see top people winning with their signature move. Their hustle, they'll learn how to do that move, 5 different variations, and they will work in their strongest point. So if they can get that 3-point block, and they can get you in that position, they're going to go for it. They're going to torque it. So, there's some fighters that won't even let go. So at least he's beating everyone respectfully. See that? See that Kimura in the back? That's his lock. All right, chat. That is what I have on just a special highlight of Kerr, who was a legendary fighter, was definitely before his time. Just a pioneer in the game. We should definitely give shout outs to a lot of the people that has been phenomenal in this sport. I'm going to cover one of my favorite MMA as well as jiu-jitsu fighter, Sakuraba. So be waiting for that. That will be a special video dedicated to him and how even from my jiu-jitsu days, how I've grown a lot from just some of the, he's done seminars here in the U.S. They used to call him the Gracie Killer back in the days because I think he beat every one of them who was competing at the time. And we will bring that special to you, chat. All right. So thank you for being here with your boy. Hope you appreciate this special edition of showing Mark Kerr, which the movie is out right now in theaters called The Smashing Machine. Definitely, if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. It's helping me out with my channel and to put all of this editing and things together. All right, it's really helping me out. I appreciate you guys. Stay blessed. Mark Kerr.